Satsendorno returned from one of his pilgrimages to the Holy Land a changed man. Apparently, he had a vision during this journey. From then on, he was completely obsessed with founding a theocratic state.
Very modest.
Right.
Yes, but extremely convincing, as we know. He visited small villages as a preacher of repentance, warning the sinners that the day of judgment was nigh, and uttering dark prophecies.
Right.
Which he personally made come true. A reign of terror based on everyone's fear of the apocalypse.
Okay.
Yes, and remarkably successful. His following grew almost by the hour.
Wow.
Especially in rural areas. People flocked to him in droves. The harbingers of the apocalypse are listed here again. First pestilence and disease, then
Thank
the
goodness for
punishment of the greedy,
education.
followed by war, earthquakes, fire, and a great flood.
We all know that. But what comes next?
The harbingers are supposed to make the rulers of the world gather in the New Babel and hold council. That's where Puritas Cordis is planning to destroy them one and all in order to create a new world order. The sect thinks itself the elite of humanity.
The new Babel.
Well, all sects do,
What
don't
can
they?
that... New
I
York!
think they're better than any
It could
other
mean New York.
sect on the planet.
Puritas Cordis wants to annihilate the UN General Assembly. We have to call my father. He...
What?
He will go down, along with the rest of the unworthy ones. We represent the will of God. No one can
I think
stop
God
us.
can sort his own problems
Least
out. If
of
he's
all you
powerful,
two.
let him do it himself.
Come along.
Quick, run!
What?
So we meet again, Ms. Kalenkov. You remember me,
Straight
don't you?
into the
charming barkeeper
arms
aboard
of
the
a man with
Calypso?
a gun.
But enough with the pleasantries. Regrettably, your continued attempts to stop us are about to come to an abrupt end.
No, that's in line with God, isn't it?
No!
There goes another nuisance. Can we get going now, or would you rather follow your pal? No? All right, let's go then. We are taking a little trip to the countryside.
Uh-oh.
I've been stuck in this cell for hours,
Oh, I forgot
waiting for
about
that
you,
Pat
matey.
Shelton character to come back. Wish I knew what he wants with me, and how Nina is involved in all this. There's got to be some kind of connection to what happened in Indonesia. Okay, let me think. They deliberately caused a volcanic eruption, and I'm a witness. If I follow that thought through, I can't help but suspect they're probably none too eager to let a witness to their evil doings run around free. Which tells me this
It's
is
not
not
gonna be a
going to be a
picnic.
picnic. I'd better get out of here.
Yes.
And fast.
Right.
The question is, how?
I know.
have got to find something to help me escape.
Okay. Trash picker. Got an apple.
Ugh, do I have to?
It's an apple.
Well, I
Don't
guess
have
so.
to eat it. Just put it in your pocket. Cell door. Number pad. Can we reach that?
I would love to oblige, but I don't have extendable arms.
See that? It goes all the way to here. So that's the...
How am I supposed to reach
Just read
a
it.
number pad for entering codes?
So that unlocks the cell door.
It may not be stainless steel, but it's pretty effective all the same. This is for picking up trash without having to bend. A cast iron stove door. I think the members of the sect wear these hooded robes to hide their ugly faces.
Anything else?
Looks like an alarm button.
Well, we can use the apple to throw it at the alarm button.
I can't see any weak spots, no matter how closely I look. An old iron stove. Doesn't look like it's working, though. At least it...
Can we throw the apple to the
Ugh,
stove?
disgusting. Okay, this might actually be fun, but then the apple would be lost forever. So I won't do that right now.
Right. Can we throw the apple to this?
If I manage to hit the trash picker and it falls in the right direction...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's it. Now pick it up. Nice. Now pick up your din-dins with it.
Great, it worked.
See? Now you can pick up your apple.
It's way too sturdy to tip over or destroy with a thin stick.
What? It's an apple. Oh no, it's coming up the stove.
I can't reach it.
Oh. Right.
It's way too...
Oh, so what can we do with it then? If you can't reach that, you won't be able to reach these either. Won't the apple come up? Can't we? Because I was hoping it'd get all smoky.
It's way too sturdy to tip...
Right. Damn it. Ah, can we pick up some straw?
Oof. The smell might be an effective weapon, but I somehow think I'd be the first to pass out, so I'll just leave it there.
Pick it up, the trash picker.
The bars are too close together. No way I can squeeze through there.
Well, the only thing is the
I
stove.
just need to pull the door off its hinges and...
Ah, stove door. Ah. Can we use that on the window?
Done. Right. All it takes now is opportunity, a firm whack, and fast legs.
Follow me. Pat Shelton wants to see you.
Right.
Uh-oh. Tackling two people with my stove door is out of the question. I should wait for a better opportunity.
Yeah, I should wait and all.
I am so glad you could make it. There is something I would like to show you.
Nina!
Max!
Yes, Nina Kalenkov and Max Gruber. I would love to leave you to properly celebrate your reunion, but we haven't got the time, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
The reason for our little gathering is quite simple. There are some things you want to know and some things that I want to know. You claim it is a coincidence that while in two completely different parts of the world, you happen to develop an interest in the very same matter. How can you expect anyone to believe that? That would be highly unlikely, even if you were total strangers. But in your case, and your collaboration with David Correll of the Church Intelligence Service is certainly more than just coincidence. I don't know who you are working for. You must know more than you have told me. A lot more. And yet, I'm sure you do not know everything. So let us make a deal. I will now show you what you want to know. You see, truth is like an eternal flame.
You're going to tell
You
us
can try
what
to
we
conceal
wanna know,
it,
then we
try
tell
to
you
shade
what we
it,
found out.
but it cannot be extinguished. And the truth has long stopped hiding its ugly face behind the veil of technology and progress.
What?
It shows its terrible grimace day by day.
Oh, calm down, mate. You've had too much coffee.
660 children starve to death every hour. Millions of people slave away in horrible, degrading circumstances, while their boss has become richer and fatter all the time. And Deserts are expanding, the polar caps are melting, the ozone hole is growing. The climactic catastrophe is at hand! Every day, we do our best to destroy our planet with all the powers at our command. Today alone, another 140 or so animal and plant species have become extinct.
I know, it's terrible. So, can you make this world a better place?
Yes, I can.
How?
Zandona was a great prophet.
By destroying everybody
Too
on the
great
planet.
for his time. His vision could not be brought to life in the 17th century. Today, things are different.
Vision? Zandona never had any visions. He was just a very sick man who wanted to destroy the world.
Destroy? How blind you are! He never wanted to destroy the world! He only wished to root out the evil that is responsible for all the destruction in our world!
There'd always
I
be
will
somebody
show
that's
you.
evil. That wants something
This
more
is
powerful
Palma,
than
one of the
anybody
Canary
else.
Islands, a paradise for sun-loving tourists. For us, the island holds quite another fascination, the Cumbre Vieja volcano. The brittle western slope of the volcano is covered in clefts and fissures where water has collected. And now for the interesting part. By placing several bombs in carefully calculated spots, we can use thermonuclear explosions to heat that water so that it will evaporate instantaneously. If you had paid attention in your physics classes, you would know that such a sudden evaporation of water would create sufficient pressure to shatter the volcano's brittle slope and send it crashing into the sea. Can you guess what comes next? That's right, a tsunami. Waves 200 meters high will charge across the Atlantic with the speed of an airplane. The tsunami will sweep across the east coast of the United States. New York will disappear in an apocalyptic flood, taking with it the self-proclaimed rulers of the world who are currently squabbling in blind incompetence at the UN headquarters. The resulting vacuum of power will be filled by our followers, some of whom have been biding their time in key positions for decades. They will take control and lead humankind to a new golden age.
With you, with all the power. Like everybody else is
Except for the
slaving
people
you.
on the East Coast. I guess you won't be leading them anywhere.
Haven't you been listening to me? I told you this is about saving the world.
By killing
By
everybody else.
leaving
isn't it?
millions of people to drown? How is that saving them?
I am saving them from their own destructiveness. They would kill each other anyway, sooner
them?
or later. But in that case, not just a couple of million people would die, but the basis for our existence on this planet would be permanently destroyed. Don't you see? Those who hold the power in this world are leading us to our doom, day by day. But now, we have a chance of seizing this evil by the root and wiping it out
Someone
once
hit
and for
him
all.
With a frying pan.
Without its rulers, humankind will be as helpless as a flock of sheep without a shepherd. They will turn to God and to Puritas Cordis, for we are the ones who saw the catastrophe coming and who know how to avert.
And nobody suspects that Puritas Cordis caused those disasters in the first place.
It does not befit the sheep to question the will of the shepherd. We will teach people to live devoutly. We will teach them the ways of Zandona, and we will welcome them to the new state of God. They will be led by our supporter.
And what will your role be in that state?
Mine will be the voice that proclaims.
In other words, you will rule over all the rest. So this is really about power, as always.
Certainly, the power of the Lord. But that's enough of me, enough of us.
Oh, it's about
I have
time.
fulfilled my part of the bargain and told you much that you probably did not know. At least, not in so much detail. Now it's your turn to uphold your end. Who are you working for? What do you know? Who else knows it, and how does the Church Intelligence Service mean to prevent the inevitable? We had an agreement. Talk!
Talk.
Who are we working for? Church Intelligence Service? I don't know what you're talking about, but all that Zandona nonsense seems to have softened your brain. That's the only explanation I can think of.
I will not be made a fool of. Very well. You asked for it. You see the grave over there? It's fresh. All that's missing is a body. So, for the last time, what do you know? Who have you told? And what has the Church Intelligence Service got to do with it?
Uh-oh. Hello? Say nothing. No, nothing.
Sorry. I don't know anything about any intelligence service. And your people shot the man who might have been able to tell you more about it in cold blood.
If you think this is some kind of game, you are badly mistaken.
What?
A totally unnecessary death, brought on by your own foolish stubbornness.
Sorry, Max.
I shall give you some time to think about the error of your ways. Maybe you will be a bit more cooperative when we talk again. Take her to the cell.
What?
Oh, what have I done? Max is dead. I should have prevented this. No matter how, I should have prevented it. I was the only one who could have averted this disaster. I could have saved my father. I could have saved Max. Yes, I could have. And what did I actually do? I am responsible for the death of David Corell, who died trying to help me escape. I sealed the fate of Max with a single wrong answer, and my father will be next.
Bit of a disaster.
And what am I doing? Sitting here in a cell, waiting for it all to end. I hope it will be over soon.
There's no actual tears, so you're not actually... Wow. Did you just get shot?
Everyone should have their own stove door. It's a good thing I carry all kinds of stuff around with me.
It's a good job they hit him in the chest then and not in the head, wasn't it? Ooh, other files.
The gravestone bears the name Fifi. So this is where the dog is buried. Even dogs have a right to... The charred remains of a doghouse.
Oh, let's have a spade. Might be able to knock someone out. Passage? Passage? Uh-oh. That way?
From that position, the guard can not only watch the prison, but also has a perfect view of the inner courtyard, too. Not the best conditions for getting out of here alive. This leads to the cellar.
Cellar? Well, what about the other one?
Well, hello. You're not mourning my death, are you?
Max!
Just
Max, you're alive!
Shh, not so loud. Otherwise, that might change pretty quickly.
Max, you have no idea how glad I am to see you.
Who would have thought I'd ever hear you say that? Ms. Kalenkov, you amaze me.
Of course. You don't have any witnesses.
Never mind. If seeing me return from the dead makes you this happy, maybe I should do it more often.
What?
Just as crazy as ever, I see.
Would you really want that to change?
No, not really.
No.
But how come you're
Can we
still
just
alive?
I'll explain later. For now, let's concentrate on finding a way out of here.
Yeah, let's
Agreed.
get out.
Do you have a plan?
No, not yet. You know me. But we'll think of something.
Okay, but be quick about it. Pat Shelton might come back at any minute. By the way, in case I haven't mentioned it yet, I'm glad you're still alive.
I just love hearing you say that.
Ah, how many times you've died before then?